Oak is arguably the most important driver of great flavor in great whiskey. So I want to talk to you about how we think about oak. You've got first origin of oak. You've got American oak, which is the most common origin of oak that we use. You've got European oak, like the stuff this thing's made out of. You've got the grain tightness, fine grain versus wide grain. We prefer fine grain, more concentration of flavor in the oak. That means more flavor in the whiskey. You've got how the oak is dried, seasoned in other words, whether it's dried outside, for how long, or whether it's dried in a kiln. We prefer air dried, it creates more complexity in the oak. And then importantly, really most importantly, arguably, you've got the heat treatment of the oak, the toasting, and in the case of whiskey barrels, charring. Because what you're doing when you're toasting oak is you're transforming the flavors in the oak from stuff that might not taste so nice to stuff that tastes really nice. We're talking about flavor compounds like vanillin, oak lactones, which give whiskey a coconutty or a bourbony kind of character. We're also talking about transforming things like tannins in the oak to something that will help mature the whiskey more readily. 3 different toast levels. Think about it like roasting a coffee bean. You've got light, you've got medium, you've got dark. And what you're doing in each case is you're creating different sets of flavors in the oak. One's not better than the other, they're just all different. And it all, at the end of the day, to a whiskey maker, depends on, is all about deciding which sets of flavors you want. So it's about toasting, it's about the source of the oak, the origin, the way it's been dried or seasoned, all these things, but importantly the toasting contribute to the flavors that the oak is going to give the spirit. Charring, very important in the world of whiskey. The char layer is carbon, and the carbon effectively acts as a filter, and it can filter away things that are not so desirable in whiskey, so things like sulfuric compounds. Carbon's very important, but when they're charring, it's not just the charring that's important. And the charring isn't really adding any flavor, isn't adding any flavor at all. But beneath that, you're toasting the oak. Yeah? So just like these samples of wine toasts, you're toasting the oak in an American oak whiskey barrel, and that's where all the flavor transformation is taking place, and that's where all the good stuff is being made that makes whiskey taste delicious. That's a bit about oak.